Okay, great advice. Thanks for that report, Nathan, and thank you for tuning into the Weather Network. We've had the first day of March under our belts. Meteorological spring has officially begun. Hopefully you had a chance to catch our spring forecast here on the Weather Network, find out how spring is shaping up in your backyard. Here's how Thursday morning is shaping up in your backyard. Mild in the Maritimes, Halifax starting the day at 7, potentially breaking double digits into the afternoon. A bit of a different story in the prairies. Check out these wind chills. Far northern Manitoba, Saskatchewan, extreme cold warnings in place for wind chills close to -40. Saskatoon feeling like -24. Active weather as of right now in Atlantic Canada. 2 areas of low pressure responsible. We had low number 1 move through on Wednesday. That brought us some freezing rain, certainly quite a bit of rain. The second low is going to move in through the overnight. Once again, freezing rain possible to northern New Brunswick, parts of PEI. That is going to change over to rain as those temperatures increase through the day on Thursday. And then temperatures are going to drop. So we're going to see Newfoundland transition to rain for the Avalon, freezing rain for western and central areas, snow to the northern peninsula, then a big cool down with strong westerly winds. So sea effect snow is firing up. I know it's a lot to take in. I was scrambling for notes before this segment. Here's a look at our snowfall amounts, though. 20 to 30 centimeters up towards Labrador, the northern peninsula of Newfoundland. Some winter storm warnings are in place because we're also dealing with some really gusty winds. Very gusty winds in southern Ontario, but they're beginning to ease through the overnight with a shift in the wind direction. But because of that shift, temperatures are dropping drastically. It's going to feel at least 20 degrees cooler on Thursday in comparison to Wednesday. City of Toronto was at 13 degrees, yet another record broken. And another fact about Toronto, it was the warmest February on record in the city. 2 years ago was the coldest. Been a couple of years of extremes, right? Now Thursday is going to be below seasonal, and especially bundle up in the morning. That's when we're going to be dealing with those really chilly wind chills. Through the overnight, still dealing with some snow to central Ontario, certainly dealing with that in Quebec. And then we're clearing out, so at least we'll see some sunshine, despite the fact that those temperatures are dropping so drastically. Cool down is coming through the overnight. In fact, it's probably going to be feeling about 20 degrees cooler on Thursday in the Great Lakes Basin in comparison to where we were on Wednesday. I'm Michelle Mackey, by the way. This is all thanks to a Colorado low that is just continuing to move to the east. That's ushering in that cool air behind it. Dress accordingly. This is going to feel like a shock to the system, especially Thursday morning in southern Ontario. Wind chills are in the minus double digits. Way colder further to the north. Timmins feeling like -33. That is dangerously cold. It just goes to show that despite the fact that the first day of March is here, winter is not done yet. And I know we don't want to think about that. Our spring forecast has been airing, but here's a look at the snow that's being forecast through the overnight up towards cottage country, ski country, in southern Ontario. Special weather statements, the rain transitioning to snow, potentially even some freezing drizzle in the mix. But then we clear out as we head into Thursday, and not much in the way of lake effect snow, as has been the case so far this winter, because we have a low pressure system passing stateside, and that's causing the winds to just be a little more disorganized than we need them to be for lake effect snow. So the snow here, this is system snow, 5 centimeters up towards Grey Bruce County, maybe a trace elsewhere, but realistically, the heaviest snow is going to be central and northern Ontario up into Quebec and Labrador, the northern peninsula of Newfoundland. You're getting into that snow as well, but rain to the south because our temperatures are so mild. But central and western Newfoundland, you could be dealing with another transition back to freezing rain on Thursday before temperatures cool down right across the board by the end of the week. Plus, those winds pick up out of the west, and sea effect snow will fire up once again for western Newfoundland, PEI, and Cape Breton. Before that happens, here's a look at our rainfall amounts. 15 to 30 millimeters possible for parts of western Newfoundland, so it is going to be a soggy day for sure, but at least our temperatures are mild for now. 9 degrees is our daytime high in Halifax, 7 for Charlottetown, and 4 for St. John's, but there's that sharp cool down that we're looking at in the Great Lakes Basin. Speaking of a cool down, Manitoba. It is going to be frigid Thursday morning. We have extreme cold warnings to the north. Winnipeg waking up to a wind chill of -34. But into the afternoon, southern Saskatchewan and southern Manitoba, you recover nicely before a sharp drop as we move towards the weekend. Hey there, welcome to the Weather Network. Hope you had a great first day of March. Plenty of active weather to talk about in eastern Canada. A pretty dynamic system, the same system responsible for triggering some tornadoes in the Midwest of the U.S. earlier this week. Now that system is moving into Atlantic Canada. Rain, soggy conditions, and then a sharp cool down by the weekend. We'll break that down for you in the long ranger that's coming up in less than a minute's time. There's that cool Arctic air. You'll be pretty surprised by the numbers, but Thursday, the short range forecast, Calgary, you do have a bit of a recovery. You'll feel that recovery in southern Saskatchewan as well, but unfortunately for the eastern prairies, still quite cool. Now to BC. We've been dealing with a lot of rain, and the rain really picks up on Thursday. That'll be the rainiest day of the week. Vancouver, 40 millimeters alone on Thursday. Then our temperatures begin to fall. The freezing levels begin to fall, and we could get another burst of wintry weather for the weekend. Rainfall before that happens, though, pretty excessive, especially for Vancouver and parts of western Vancouver Island, 80 to 100 millimeters for the hardest hit regions. Here's Suzanne and Dr. Doug with the Long Ranger.